Hey everybody, and welcome to TalkO Tuesday here in December on the 7th. This is turning rapidly into just like Taco Joint Tuesday because I'm not just eating tacos. I feel fine about that. I hope you do too. But one of the things that I never knew existed before I moved to Texas was a little delightful breakfast dish called migas. And if you haven't ever had migas, it looks like this, kind of. We've got, here, I'll give you a close-up. We've got tortillas and eggs and chorizo, a little pico de gallo, and some refried beans. And it's just the best. And I came here to my favorite joint because this is one of the first places I had it. Taqueria la Esperanza up on 407. It looks like this inside. It's just a delightful little place. If you come like on a weekday, please do not plan to sit inside because it is packed at lunch. You can see there are like 4 tables in there. They put some tables on the outside, but I normally take all my stuff to go. Let's be honest. At any rate, I'm gonna eat this and then I'll be back with a quick message. Well, I've got nothing but good things to say about that breakfast. It's kind of perfect. The only way that it could be better is like more pico, but I could eat pico like as a salad by itself, I think. At any rate, 5 praying hands. Like, it's just good. It's just good. And I haven't had anywhere that does it better. So if you have a recommendation for A+ migas around Louisville or Flower Mound area, you let me know. So this is what I want to talk to you about. If you have been around me over the past week or so, I probably will have talked to you about the body or the mind-gut connection, the brain-gut connection. I just found out some things that really like blew me away about the connection between our gut and our brain that are like actually scientific and not just somebody trying to sell you a product. Your gut, here's the big one. So serotonin is like a chemical in your body that balances mood and does a whole bunch of other things for you that are really good. Your gut, I have heard, produces and stores anywhere from 75 to 95% of the serotonin in your body. It makes it. And it stores it, but you've got to feed it. You've got to give it the raw tools. And that's sort of the thing that I have been learning is that we make a lot. Everybody wants to take a supplement for everything, right? So we want to take vitamins so that we can be healthy. We want to take probiotics so that we can have good gut health. But what I am learning is that doing those things, specifically probiotics, and by the way, they think that treating gut health might actually be a way to treat things like depression and anxiety. They have even lessened some of the effects, the social effects of autism and Alzheimer's with changing people's gut biome. It's incredible research. At any rate, we want to throw pills at these things. We're gonna, I got a messed up gut. Give me a fecal transplant. That's a thing. Give me a probiotic. And what I have been learning is that taking probiotics is essentially like it is like buying a plant over and over again that you're gonna put on your counter to make look pretty, like a potted plant, but just never feeding it or watering it and watching it die, and then putting another plant up there. So it's like the probiotics don't stay. They go away or they die. And the reason is we're not feeding them correctly. And what they want to eat, what the best bugs in your gut want to eat, the ones that are healthiest for you and do the most for you, what they want to eat is indigestible material, fiber. They want kale, God help us. They want collard greens. They want broccoli. They want nuts and seeds. They want to be able to nosh on the things that your stomach can't. can't digest. And I thought that was very interesting because I tend not to eat a bunch of those things. I'm working on it. Like there were beans in this breakfast, so I'm counting it good. But as I've been noodling this like nonstop this week, because I'm finding it absolutely fascinating, one of the things that has popped up in my head is this saying of Jesus in John. He's just done the feeding of the 5,000 or the 4,000. I can't remember which one it is in John, and afterwards he's talking about how he is the bread from heaven, and how whoever, like their forefathers fed on manna in the desert and died, but whoever feeds on the bread from heaven, Jesus, will live and never die. And the disciples are really confused by this, and they say, this is a really hard saying. Who can accept it? And I just am really interested by the power of what feels like indigestible teachings of Jesus for transformation for us. They heard that. They were there for that, right? We have the ability in our culture to shield ourselves because of just choice and availability of so many options. We have the choice to shield ourselves from everything that is hard for us, like in terms of things that don't match with my opinion or my worldview. And if we don't like something that somebody says, we just don't talk to them about that thing anymore. Like that we're supposed to curate our lives in that way. But I'm not sure that is the case. I wonder if transformation of us in our spiritual discipleship, in our Christian discipleship, if a lot of the ways that we change are by ingesting some of this indigestible material when it comes to things that we can hardly accept. In Advent, we do this all the time, right? We are spending this entire Advent season talking about kings and kingdoms of the past and the present and the ways that they fall woefully short of the vision of Jesus and his kingdom that is given to us and that we await as Christian people. And the fact of the matter is that there are so many ways that we have capitulated to the standards and practices of this world, right? And our expectations have been lowered as a result of that. And maybe some of the things that we do, maybe the moral acts that we enact, aren't actually reflective of what we hope. And maybe it's important for us to hear that. And that's definitely going to be hard, right? The disciples are like, well, Jesus is saying that our forefathers were wrong, that they needed to be adjusted, that what everything was leading up to was actually him, that the world was pointing to him, that Jesus is using all of these signs from the past and saying, look, they actually reflected me before I got here in the flesh. And this is a hard saying. They can hardly believe it. They're probably offended by it. But they sit with it. And so I hope that we are, for the sake of our spiritual robustness and development, taking into ourselves willfully indigestible content, right? Putting ourselves in the way of challenge and alternative opinions, because this is how we grow. This is how we get strong, not just to insulate ourselves in an echo chamber, but to hear from other people and to be honest about what we believe with other people, because this is a service to them too, right? This isn't just me. This is them. We are in relationship with folks, and to do that in a way that is loving, of course, but also truth-telling and honest. Who knows what might happen if we ingested more indigestible matter for our spiritual guts to take and to make something good out of. But at any rate, I hope you're well. If you haven't yet checked in with how to check in for worship, check the last TalkO Tuesday that I did. You can go to YouTube and find it. It's the last one I did from last week. It's our new check-in system. download the Shelby app, please. And that way you can have access to other people's information. You can check yourself in when you get to worship on Sunday morning. And there's a host of other features. Our calendar is on there, and forms and all kinds of good stuff. So download the Shelby app and check out that last video. At any rate, grace and peace to you, my friends, and we'll see you next time.